His name is Armstrong Yamamoto. He was born on October 2nd, 1930, to William Fukui Yamamoto and his wife, Kao Kano. Armstrong grew up on a taro farm in North Kohala on the big island of Hawaii. Being a kid back then was a lot different than it is today. There were no televisions to watch or video games to play. Still, he did manage to have a little fun.
I was going to school, I was a young boy. We used to play a lot in school. And we was not angels now, we was rascal. So the teacher sent us out to dig those rat-tail grass. That's a long rat-tail one that you can see. Even when you cut the grass, you look down like you can see one lonely one standing up.
Now, this might not seem like an auspicious beginning to a successful career in gardening, but it did help to inspire Armstrong's lifelong love affair with plants. His family's financial needs influenced him as well.
I was young and we wanted to buy things that we cannot afford, our parents cannot afford. I used to work for this lady, Mrs. Campbell. They got a beautiful yard, big yard. That yard was big. And you know, those old people, they like plants. They had all kinds of plants. So that's where I started.
Armstrong would earn as much as 75 cents a day working in the yards. And what he earned, he gave to his mom. But still, it wasn't enough. After all, there was a large family to feed. So when Armstrong was just 13 years of age, he quit school to work in the taro patches.
I went to 8th grade and I was supposed to go 9th grade. I quit and I went and helped my dad. Because my dad raised 14 of us. And there's a lot of mouth to feed, you know. But I regret that, you know, I could have learned more. That's why what I know, I want to teach everybody, every children that I can see.
Though Armstrong stopped going to school, his education continued. There was a lot to learn about planting taro and about life.
My grandfather taught me how to make lo'is, taro patch. And he taught me how to build them from scratch. Put them up, everything, let the water go. And it's not only that, it's more than that. See, they taught me how that only by looking at a plant, they can tell why that plant is neglected. Why is the plant get yellow leaves? Same like time today. Plants outside here, they need care. They need care. So only by looking at them, you know, you can tell that that plant lack of food, certain kind of food they need. Sometimes you see the plant, they get yellow leaves like that, it's because lack of nitrogen. Then you gotta feed them. And plants need air. So if the ground is hard, you gotta go and aerate them so that the plants can breathe. And when the plants can breathe, and then how you can tell is the earthworm. When you dig the ground and you see get holes inside, that ground is fertile because the worms make the air holes go, see, travel inside there. Then you know, anything that you plant, the thing will grow because of that. Sometimes you gotta go transplant the earthworm, put them inside that soil over there to make that thing so that the plants can grow, see? And this, we learned this from the older people.
At the same time his grandfather was teaching him about farming, his father was teaching him about life. He was a jack of all trades and passed down to his son all he knew about carpentry, fishing, and cooking, and especially about herbs and plants. For example, did you know that you can cure a toothache with an apple banana?
The bunch got to be all ready for cut. And if you got a toothache, you got a hole in your tooth, what you do is you just cut off the bunch banana and take the fingers one banana, green one, you broke them off, get that stem, you cut that off, get that sap come out, take the cotton stick, put it on a toothpick, and you just wipe that. Put them inside that puka and wipe them a couple times, take that off. Take another finger again, take the same 3 times. The third one, you leave the cotton inside there. But because you got the abscess over there, you still don't feel it pain yet. Couple days, then afterwards, then the thing go away. Then afterwards, wow, and that teeth just like dead. I know because for the fact I saw I lose all mine now. I get new choppers now.
In 1947, when Armstrong was just 17 years of age, he left taro farming to work for Castle & Cook's sugarcane plantation. And for the next 28 years, he plowed, sprayed, cultivated, drove truck, and serviced heavy equipment. But even while he was learning the ways of modern industry, he continued to learn the ways of the early Hawaiians.
My dad told me certain things. See, my dad learned from the old people of these kind of plants that they use. Now, he taught me about the olona. Olona in the olden days, that's the tree, that the bark that they use for making cord for fishing line. And those trees grow way up in the forest, way up in the mountain. When he told me one time about that plant, my dad, I went into the mountain, I went hunting, way up in Avini. And we run out of kupe rope. Kupe is extra rope that we use for tie the pig feet. So we ran out of ropes, and then I seen this Filipino man walking around with his big bolo knife, walking around. So I asked him, I said, where are you going? He said, we don't have any rope for tie the feet. I go and find rope. When he came to his tree and he pulled a bark, and I went over there and I looked, oh, hey, this thing, I wonder if this is the one that my dad taught me. So I took a couple of branches, I put them in my pocket. We went home, and my dad was, and I says, Dad, what is this? He says, that's the olona. After that, that thing stuck in me, and I never forget that until today.
When Castle & Cook's sugarcane plantation closed in 1975, Armstrong helped in the restoration of King Kamehameha's birthsite and the Mo'okini Heiau. But by then, his reputation as a teacher and storyteller had begun to spread far and wide, so that when he joined the Lapakahi State Park as a truck driver, he spent almost as much time in front of an eager audience as he did behind the wheel.
Well, when I was working for Lapakahi before, as a tour guide, they come down there, and they ask me that they hear from some people says, oh, this is Chinese banana, or this is Chinese mango. So they ask me, why is that Chinese? Where they got that Chinese from? So I don't know the answer, so I got to go find out. So I went home and asked my parents, my mom, my uncle, all them. So they told me this. He says, well, that's true. When the Chinese immigrants came to Hawaii, they were the ones that go and plant the banana, and then they sell the banana. But actually, most of the maya that in Hawaii is here. See, this younger generation, they don't know what is the popo'olu and all that. Those bananas, they come ripe here, but you have to boil them. You have to cook them.
Today, Armstrong is the head groundskeeper at the Royal Waikoloan Hotel. His plants are like his children. Every leaf, every flower in his care radiates with his love. A love that touches everyone he meets. From the school children who arrive by the hundreds to learn of the ancient wisdom, to the tourists who look for him year after year just to listen to his tales. Armstrong's philosophy of life is really very simple. Perhaps it is best illustrated In the story he tells about the time his friend Chang asked him about the Hawaiian word for please.
I says, you know, Chang, I says, all my Hawaiian words I like learn. I asked my mom. But my mom was in Honolulu and she was so sick. Then we talked to the doctor. The doctor said that, you know, I think your mom won't be able to talk again. So they brought her back in Kohala, where we would stay. So we go down to the hospital every time we see. So this one particular weekend, all my sister, them, everybody came home to see mom. So they all went down to the hospital. I was the last guy that went. And then I came inside, everybody was in there, so mom was on the bed lying down, so I sat right on the bed with her. So she looked at me, she smiled, so I says, Mom, I want to ask you a question. She looked at me, she blinked her eye. I says, Mom, how do you say please in Hawaiian? She blinked her eye again, she smiled, she like talk, but she was lying down too much, so my sister then lift up the bed, put pillow underneath. Then I asked her again, she looked straight at me, I says, Mom, how do you say please in Hawaiian? She looked, she blinked her eye, then all of a sudden, one time, that word came loud, Olu olu mai oe, means please be kind. Oh, I tell you, I started to drop tears, cry over there because of my I can see her, the way how she talked to me. And this is how the Hawaiian people, they teach with love. And if you don't have that love, even what you do, you work. If you don't have that, you don't know how to work good. You cannot work good. You only can frustrate the next person. But if you have the love of what you do, you can accomplish a lot of things. Not only now, but throughout your lifetime. And this, I think, is one of the key to everything. It's the love.